Welcome back to Animal Story Channel, where we explore the fascinating and sometimes mysterious behaviors of our beloved canine companions. Have you ever walked into your beautiful backyard only to find it looking like the surface of the moon, full of holes? Digging is a common complaint among dog owners, often seen as destructive behavior that ruins gardens and frustrates human families. However, to truly understand this behavior, we must stop looking at it as a bad habit and see it as instinct. Digging is not just a random act. It is a complex behavior, deeply rooted in the evolutionary history of all canines. To understand why your dog digs, we must travel back in time to look at their wild ancestors, the gray wolves. Ancestors of modern dogs frequently dug into the earth to find small prey, uncover roots, or create safe havens for sleep. Even though thousands of years have passed, the physical anatomy of your pet's paws is still perfectly designed for moving earth. This survival instinct is encoded in their DNA, meaning that when your dog digs, they are simply following an ancient genetic blueprint. One of the most practical reasons for digging is thermoregulation, which is a fancy way of saying they need to cool down. Dogs do not sweat like humans do. They release heat primarily through panting and through the pads of their feet. The surface of the ground gets hot, but just a few inches underneath, the soil remains significantly cooler and damp. By digging a shallow pit, dogs can expose this cool earth and press their bellies against it to lower body temperature. This behavior is especially common in breeds with thick double coats, like Huskies, who struggle more to regulate heat in summer. Another fascinating reason for digging comes from the instinct to hoard resources, protecting valuable items from potential thieves or other predators. In the wild, a large kill could not be eaten in one sitting, so leftovers had to be preserved for later. Burying food in the cool earth acted as a primitive refrigerator, keeping the meat fresh longer and hiding the scent. Today, your dog might not need to survive a winter famine, but the urge to save their treasures remains strong. They often have an impeccable memory for where they buried their items and will return to retrieve them days later. Sometimes, the reason for digging is not biological survival, but rather a psychological reaction to boredom and a lack of stimulation. Dogs are intelligent and active creatures that require both physical exercise and mental challenges to stay happy and emotionally balanced. When a dog has too much pent-up energy and nowhere to direct it, digging becomes an easy outlet to release stress. If a dog feels isolated or sees something exciting on the other side of a fence, they will dig to escape. For puppies and young dogs, digging can simply be a form of play, a fun way to explore textures and smells. Dogs perceive the world primarily through their nose, and sometimes the trigger for digging lies hidden deep beneath the surface. Your garden soil is a bustling ecosystem of insects, worms, and burrowing mammals that create sounds and scents we cannot detect. When a dog hears a mole or smells a grub, their predatory drive kicks in, compelling them to dig it out. Certain breeds, like terriers and dachshunds, were specifically bred by humans to hunt underground prey, making them prolific natural diggers. If you see a specific pattern of holes following a line, your dog is likely tracking a mole tunnel across your yard. Another powerful biological driver for digging is the maternal instinct found in pregnant female dogs preparing to bring life into the world. This behavior is known as nesting, where the mother tries to create a safe, warm, and hidden den for her puppies. In nature, a den provides essential protection from weather and predators, ensuring the vulnerable puppies have the best chance of survival. Even if she has a comfortable bed inside the house, her hormones may still urge her to prepare a natural nest outdoors. Now that we understand the reasons, how do we manage it? First, understand that punishment is rarely effective and often damages trust. Dogs cannot connect your anger in the present moment with an action they performed hours ago, leading only to fear and anxiety. The most effective way to stop boredom-based digging is to ensure your furry friend gets plenty of vigorous exercise every single day. A tired dog is a good dog. If they are exhausted from a long walk or play session, they will sleep instead. Mental stimulation is just as important. Puzzle toys and enrichment games can keep their minds busy so they don't invent their own fun. If your dog simply loves to dig, consider compromising by building a designated digging pit or sandbox specifically for them to use. Bury treasures in this designated spot to encourage them. and praise them heavily when they choose to dig there instead of the lawn. If they are digging to cool down, provide better alternatives, like a shaded area, a cooling mat, or a shallow kiddie pool. If your dog is hunting, you may need to safely manage the pest population in your yard using pet-friendly methods. Often, digging is a cry for attention. Spending quality time just being with your dog can reduce anxiety and attention-seeking behaviors. With patience, understanding, and the right outlets for their energy, you can restore peace to your garden and happiness to your dog. Thank you for watching Animal Story Channel. Please subscribe for more insights into the wonderful lives of our amazing animal friends. Let's take a closer look at the anatomy. Their non-retractable claws act like permanent rakes, designed to break through even the toughest soil. In the wild, digging is also a learned skill, passed down from generation to generation, ensuring the survival of the pack. From the perspective of the bone, the dog is creating a secure vault, protecting its prize from the prying eyes of rivals. Separation anxiety is a major cause. When denied access to their pack they displace that emotional distress into physical destruction of the landscape. The transformation from a relaxed pet to a focused hunter happens in a split second when their sensitive nose picks up a scent trail. Taking your dog to the beach or a designated nature spot allows them to express this natural behavior without ruining your manicured home garden. Stuffable rubber toys frozen with treats inside can keep a dog occupied for hours, completely distracting them from the urge to excavate. Remember that a dog with a job to do, whether it is catching a ball or solving a puzzle, rarely develops behavioral problems. Whether it is the wild dingo of Australia or your family pet, the drive to interact with the earth is a universal canine trait. Sometimes they are not hunting meat but foraging for roots or vegetation, a remnant of their opportunistic scavenging history in the wild. If you have multiple dogs, be aware that the younger ones often mimic the behaviors of the older ones, including the bad habits. Physical barriers like large river rocks or chicken wire buried just under the surface can effectively discourage digging in specific problem areas. Fear of thunderstorms or fireworks can also trigger frantic digging as the dog desperately tries to create a bunker to hide from the noise. In these cases, bringing them indoors and providing a safe, soundproofed space is the only way to prevent panic-driven destruction. Senior dogs may dig to create a softer, more contoured bed that relieves pressure on their aching joints and arthritic hips. Providing orthopedic bedding in their favorite outdoor spots can help senior dogs find comfort without needing to landscape your garden. Unneutered male dogs are notorious escape artists who will tunnel under any barrier if they detect a female in heat nearby. Spaying or neutering your pet reduces hormonal roaming drives, significantly decreasing the likelihood of them digging to escape the property. Rarely, a dog may dig and eat soil due to a condition called pica, indicating a nutritional deficiency or digestive issue. If your dog is obsessively eating dirt, a trip to the veterinarian is necessary to rule out any underlying medical causes. Dogs generally dislike the smell of citrus. Placing orange peels or using citrus sprays can act as a natural, safe deterrent. Consistency is key. Keep the designated digging zone exciting by regularly hiding new surprises for them to discover and enjoy. Behavior modification takes time. Be patient with your dog as they learn the new rules and adjust to the new boundaries. Ultimately, the bond you share with your dog is worth more than a perfect lawn. Approach the problem with love and understanding. We have seen that digging is a multifaceted behavior, stemming from survival instincts, physical needs, emotional states, and simple canine joy. As responsible owners, our job is to channel these natural instincts into appropriate outlets rather than trying to suppress them entirely. By meeting their physical and mental needs, we ensure our dogs live happy, fulfilled lives, free from the stress that causes destruction. Every hole in your yard tells a story about what your dog is feeling, thinking, or needing at that very moment. Does your dog have a favorite spot to dig? Or a funny digging habit? Share your stories in the comments below. Thanks for watching Animal Story Channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more animal adventures. See you in the next video.